Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So it's been some time since I've made a vlog. I just want to make a quick one, a short one, just to let you know that we're okay. We haven't left our body yet. A couple of devotees have contacted me asking me how we were doing because I'm not putting much updates on the YouTube channel, although I did a couple of messages back then. Yes, I have a lot to catch up, and there's still a lot of footage actually that needs to be put into vlogs. A couple of quick updates. You can see we have got a new altar there behind. Actually, this bottom part here is the old one that we had, but we bought a new top altar because actually the top part that we had, we inserted it into the big altar with the Matajis in Guangzhou. So we didn't have a top part anymore. So now we bought one that is fully covered. Another news, our Shishinitai Sundar marble deity are going to be coming back with us. They were with the Matajis, but the Matajis have moved to a new place. They've moved the center to a new place, so the deities will be coming back with us. I'd like to speak about this more at length later on. In a previous video, I was mentioning that I wanted to make an office, and I had shown you what the room looked like, and I'd like to show you what it looks like now. As you can see, much has changed. We've put some wallpaper. We've put some beautiful pictures of the Lord. Some nice wooden shelf and bookshelf. So that's the setup. As you can see here, this is to hold my camera and the microphone. The camera will be here. So, you know, this is what we'll be seeing when I'll be making videos. Check Prabhupada's books. So I wanted something like this that looks a bit more serious, scholarly, professional, and a nice atmosphere, so that I have some motivation to try to make more videos. There's a lot that I have in mind that I want to be doing. There's a long list of videos that I want to be making, and somehow I never had a kind of steady position, steady place, and so I hope that I'll be able to get that steadiness here, especially that the deities are coming now. It's going to force me to be very strict in my morning program and to be very regulated every day. So now we are towards the end of January. Today we're what, the 19th, I believe. So the festivals are coming. There's Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and what is the other one? Forgot. So we'll be heading to Guangzhou to see the Matajis. Now we're going to go buy some vegetables. The Banga Mataji asked us to buy a lot because in Guangzhou the prices has skyrocketed. So, because it's Chinese New Year. Yeah, I forgot to mention, here in China it's Chinese New Year. It's on the 22nd, and January 22nd happens to be the birthday of our daughter, Kalindi. She'll be 1 year old. Yeah. And we'll be shaving her hair and piercing her, piercing her ears also. Yes. So yeah, hair shaving and ear piercing ceremony. Actually, we don't follow very strictly according to Shastra, but we'll be chanting Hare Krishna and feeding the devotees prasadam. So, you know, this is the most important. Yeah. So we'll be going to the temple tomorrow early morning. Okay. Alright, so we're going to buy vegetables now. Okay, let's go.
Hare Shabhi Avatar, Hare Shiramani, Himalayananda Kundai, Shabhi Avatar, Hare Shiramani, Himalayananda Kundai, Parama Karuna, Bahudvi Jana, Nitai Gaurachandra, Parama Karuna, Bahudvi Jana, Nitai Gaurachandra. चंद्र सब अवतार.
So I've just dropped my wife and the children back at home with the vegetables. Now I'm gonna bring the car, get it washed, and I'll fill the gas also. Yeah, so now it's only the two of us to take care of both of our children. This is one of the reasons also why I couldn't upload as many videos as I used to. Since we moved from the temple to the farmhouse, it's only the two of us taking care of our children, and my son doesn't go to the kindergarten. We homeschool him. So it's it's a challenge. It's a lot more of our time. My wife is day in, day out. As she wakes up, she's with the two, and she has to cook, 2 meals a day and so on. And she tries to give me as much time as possible that she can, so that I can focus on trying to preach. I would like to make much more video to try to, in the mood of Srila Prabhupada, to try to expose deviations and establish proper sambandha. Here in China, there's the Mataji, Emily Mataji, with her 2 children that I'm trying to encourage. They came actually last month, at the end of last month, but then we got COVID December 23rd, and hopefully Mataji was there, because we all got it at the same time. Me and my wife, we were kind of really down for 2-3 days, so Mataji was here, Emily Mataji, and she cooked for us, but she got COVID too. She didn't get it at the same time. When she went back, her husband came to pick them up. When she went back, she got it the next day when she came back home. So we felt a bit sorry that we had, she came to our house and she got COVID. But in China, it was kind of inevitable. I think more than half of the population got it, if not three quarters. The whole village here got it. Labanga Mataji, the Matajis, everybody got it. So yeah, we got COVID, and this is what is slowing me down to release the ISCAM 2022 recap video. Normally every year I make such a video, and this year I'm very slow at it. I was starting to prepare it, but we got COVID, and to recover from that and get back on track with my sadhana and all, it slowed down the whole thing. So I'm very happy that Shishinita Gora Sundara are gonna come back with us. It's gonna help us so much. So I'll speak about this a bit later again. As you can see, there's farmlands where we live. Everywhere around us, the land is cultivated. There are farmers, It's rather some fruit trees like this, or they're growing vegetables. People around here are much more relaxed than people in the city. Their livelihood is based on the land. And although, they eat meat, at least mainly it's their own poultry that they have. They raise chickens and ducks. It's still sinful, but at least you're not supporting this scientific slaughterhouse, which is really abominable, really a hellish invention. So now the car is being washed, so I thought of speaking a little bit. First I'll start with Shishinita Gora Sundar, the deities that we installed now more than 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago, in our older apartment. Older apartment. We moved a lot recently. When I used to work still. So I remember that when I was in that situation with my wife and my son, we used to live, we had this nice apartment with view on the mountain, our artificial lake and everything. I think I spoke about it before for those of you who remember. But I wanted to preach, and I felt like I was not doing much. So this is when we decided, well, before that, I was kind of struggling with my sadhana and everything, and that's when we decided to get the deities. And really, after they came, it really helped us get regulated. Actually, in my Grihastha ashram, to be properly regulated, I need deities. Prabhupada explained this also, that if a Grihastha is not next to the temple, then he should have his own deities, but it should not be something cheap, Like sometimes we offer, sometimes we don't, sometimes we do Mangalarti, it should be really strictly observed. Then the effect will be there. There's this verse that says that when one properly worships a deity, the merit is 100 times better than when it is whimsically done.
Parama karuna bahudhi jana nitaiouellet.
When I brought the deities afterwards to Guangzhou, we went to live in the same garden as the Matajis. I wanted to do some preaching. We brought the deities there, then I gave many classes letting them know that this was the Lord's mercy, that He allows us to serve Him. And I said that these deities are not, stone. They have got full independence, and if they want to leave, they're gonna leave. I've repeatedly said that I wanted to impress upon them that they have to be very serious about worshiping them so that they can continue doing so. And recently we somehow, by the tricks of destiny, I would say, we got separated again. My wife and our children, now we're here in the countryside, and the Matajis are still there in Guangzhou. And it so happened a few days ago that Labanga Mataji sent me a message, and she said that they won't be able to keep the standard anymore to worship their lordships. So they want to be switching back to the older deities that they had, which are smaller brass deities. But they didn't install them with fire sacrifice and so on. So they are kind of more easygoing with it. They don't offer on time, and let's say the standard is lower, So it was good that we had brought Goranitai there to the temple, because it really helped the Matajis become more regulated, more serious about deity worship, to avoid more offenses. But now she told me they won't be able to do it. I mean, what can I say? I didn't want to argue. But there are three of them. I used to worship them alone when I was working. My wife used to do the fruit offering. But although I was working, I was doing the morning puja, deity worship, bathing them, changing the clothes. I was doing everything. And now they're saying the three of them cannot do it. It's true they're getting old. And they're saying, she told me that because they got COVID, it's hard to recover after the COVID. I understand that. I can feel that too. Me too. It's hard to completely get back to my health after getting it. But such things are all... this is all impediments that Maya is giving us. Maya is always trying to give us excuses to not worship the Lord, to not surrender. And I felt sad in some way that they don't want to be doing that, because already now they moved to the new place. I haven't seen it yet, how it was. Actually, we went there. We did the purification ceremony. But now they put the temple room just in one room, not as it was before in the living room. It kind of had more of a temple feeling. Now it's going to be just in one room. So then what is the rest of the house, What is it for? So slowly it's kind of dwindling down. So, but I was thinking, because we received from India last week, actually, the small Utsava murtis that we had ordered some half a year ago, maybe, that we were supposed to install with the marble Goranitai. Because we're not supposed to bathe them, marble deities, we're not supposed to bathe them. We're supposed to bathe the small Utsava Murti. So we received them recently, and I was praying to the Lord. I was saying that, my Lord, you are independent. You want us to worship those small deities here, that's fine. If you want me to bring those small deities there at the temple so that the Matajis worship them also, that's fine. Because I did not know what to do now. We had the older set of brass deity, we have the big marble deities, and we have now this smaller set of marble deities, brass deities. So I was thinking, it's too many Goranitai, what to do? And the arrangement was made that they want to be coming back here. They want to be coming back with us, so they want to accept our service. So I'm happy for that. So that's going to be that. Now we're going to Guangzhou Temple tomorrow. We're going to be having the festivals at the end of the month. I'm going to try my best to finish the 2022 video ISCAM within the next few days so that I can upload that. And once we're back, we'll install the deities. I think we'll even have to do a small fire sacrifice for the small Utsava Murti, because we did so with the big deities. That's going to be another endeavor. and then slowly build from that, at least make our family strong, our sadhana strong, our schedule properly maintained, so that we can start helping others on the basis of our own spiritual strength. Because if we cannot be fixed up ourselves and we try to help others, they're going to be dragging us down. It's exactly like swimming. If you're not a very strong swimmer and you try to save someone else, he's going to drag you down into the water. And this is another topic I'd like to speak about, but maybe not in this vlog. My recent fall down. What is a fall down? When we fall lower than the standard that we used to have, that can be qualified as a fall down. So that's what happened to me recently. I'd like to expand upon that, but maybe I'll speak about that in a class, because this is a topic that has to be elaborated and really discussed about in depth.
आपन कारम भूंजायाम पन करम भूंजाए छमन कहाए लोचन दास पनम करुण बहुत जन निताई मूर चंद वे परम करुण पहुदुई जन निताई गौर चंद वे सब अवतार सारथी रमणी केवल नंद कंद रे सब अवतार सारथी रमण केवल नंद कंद परम करुण पहुदुई जन निताई.
So as you saw, my daughter likes painting in my office. So I'd like to show you a little bit what the setup's gonna look like. It's not completely finished, but you can get an idea. And also with the new way that I found to process sound. So you'll see how it sounds and how it looks. So this is more or less what it'll be looking like and sounding like once it's all set up. So I'm happy that I've got finally a nice place and a nice display, especially the Lord behind the paintings, beautiful paintings, and Srila Prabhupada's books. So I'm not so sure yet if that's going to be the setup, but that's kind of the most convenient since the camera is right in front of me, but it's kind of a wide angle, so it distorts a bit on the edge, but it's not that bad, so I'm not sure if the camera will be there or near the wall there and zooming in. Anyway, I've been trying different angles and all, but that's it. I just wanted something that looks more beautiful, trying to represent Srila Prabhupada as best as we can. Of course, this is secondary, it's not much about the presentation, but if it can be done with the proper mood, to present the philosophy, to represent Srila Prabhupada as a bona fide disciple, or at least try to become one, and then I believe it's not harmful, We even got some lights, LED lights, that I've not installed yet. They're just on the floor for now. You can see they're changing colors, so there's different colors, So, yeah. We're trying to make this as nice as possible, looking as nice as possible. More light, yeah. So, yeah, like that, a bit more light. So I'm thinking of making much more content related to the philosophy. There is a lot of deviations happening everywhere now, and we have to point it out, and we need to fight it, because if we just let it go, then we don't prove ourselves to be bona fide servants of Srila Prabhupada. The bona fide disciple needs to develop the qualities of his spiritual master. And we can see how Prabhupada would always be there to expose the nonsense, If you look at Srila Prabhupada's preaching, it was about 90% condemning material life. Hardly did he ever speak of spiritual existence, he hardly touched the spiritual world. And that's also what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, first let us speak of the material world, first let us understand this before we advance to
higher realms of Krishna consciousness. So let us first of all become detached from this material world through proper sambandha. Let us establish that we are servant of Krishna, that we are not independent, we have no independence, that this material world is a place of suffering. All these teachings have to be repeated again and again so that we don't fall into the realm of sahajism, which take everything very cheaply. We keep long hair and long beard, and we smoke ganja and have illicit sex, and then we go to the temple and play on the harmonium and make big bhajans. This is going on in the movement. I would like to thank my father, also Mahabharat Das, for helping me. He gave a nice donation, and it allowed me to buy some things that we require for this. I wanted a nice bookshelf. This is solid wood. It's a beautiful bookshelf. I wanted Srila Prabhupada's books to be nicely displayed because actually that's the goal. This is something that I wanted to do for a long time with my channel, is to start selling Srila Prabhupada books. So to do that, we need an Indian Amazon account. We need an Indian company, so we have to register an Indian company. If any of you has got an Indian company and would like to support or be part of this project, you can contact me. And my email is in the description below. I want to start selling Srila Prabhupada books mainly in India because most of my viewers are from India, but also in America. So I want an Amazon account on both of these countries, but I'd like to be part of that. I'd like to be monitoring how many sales I get from my videos and so on. It's motivating to see that I'll be able to distribute Srila Prabhupada books through videos, because stuck in a place like China where book distribution is hardly possible, at least if I can sell Srila Prabhupada's books, that's a desire that I have. I feel very useless here that I cannot distribute his books. So I won't be speaking too much. I'll stop it here so that, I think the vlog is already long enough because I spoke a lot, but I want to be able to edit it today and release it today so that you get updated and I have time to continue with the 2022 video. Of the recap of each year is really demanding. Every time it's about 50 to 60 hours of work because you have to download all the footage, then you have to delete a lot of pictures. I had to go through at least 10,000 pictures and videos, and then you have to choose which one are good, and then you have to group them by countries because you see each picture for only a very few seconds or fragment of seconds. So I don't want devotees' brain to break, because it's so passionate, right? It comes very fast. Of course, it's like spiritualized passionate. What I mean by that is that I group them by yatras, so that all the pictures come in together, but that's not the way that it was downloaded in my phone and so on. So I have to go through every single picture, group them. Then many of the pictures are not cropped in, they're not zoomed in properly, so I have to zoom that in. So it's really demanding work, and I'm very sorry we're already January 19th today, and I still not released that. I think that's my worst performance out of all the years that I've done. And each year I'm telling myself release it on January 1st, and I always fail. So please excuse me for this. You're all doing so much nice service, and I'm not appreciating enough. I'm not reciprocating well enough so that I can release it on January 1st. So excuse me for that. But I'll try to do it as fast as I can. So that's it. Okay, this video is gonna be too long if I keep talking. But thank you very much for following, and thank you for supporting. And let us try to preach and help one another, encourage one another. Srila Prabhupada really wanted us to cooperate and be tolerant with one another. So let us try to do something for His divine grace. Hare Krishna.